Vsauce, Kevin here with 100 YouTubers. Some are friends, some are colleagues, all are about to be demonetized forever. Unless each one chooses their own channel out of these 100 eggs. I'll put one YouTuber in each egg and every player gets only 50 guesses. If just one of the 100 YouTubers fails to find their channel in the egg, everyone loses. Here's the setup. All 100 YouTubers are in the same waiting room. They're each assigned a number and then one at a time brought into the egg room to play the game alone. Once a YouTuber completes their round, they're immediately escorted out the back door so they can't go back into the waiting room and say like, hey, Rhett and Link, you're hidden in egg number 93 or whatever. No, that's cheating. This game is 50 blind guesses for each YouTuber, and they all have to find their egg or everyone is demonetized. After each round, the eggs are all reset and resealed so that the next YouTuber can't see which has been chosen. Every player has to start fresh. So, how do you win when you can't see what's in the eggs and you can't communicate with any other players? The most obvious option is for everyone to just choose randomly and hope for the best. I mean, you have 50 tries. That's a lot, right? 50 out of 100 eggs gives you 50-50 odds of finding your egg. Not bad. But the odds of all 100 YouTubers pulling this off successfully are virtually impossible. Let's crunch the numbers. It's pretty simple. With 100 eggs and 50 guesses, the odds of selecting the right egg randomly are 50%, or 0.5. 100 successful attempts at odds of 0.5 comes out to 0.0000000000000000000000000000008. To get the percentage odds, we just shift the decimal over 2 places. And yeah, there are still 28 zeros. The odds of me getting drafted in the NBA or winning the lottery are unfathomably higher than this demonetization egg game working out for these YouTubers. These odds are literally the same as correctly predicting 100 coin flips in a row. Try it. Try to successively predict coin flips. You may get 5 or 6 in a row right, maybe 10, but you almost certainly won't get 50, let alone the 100 we need to save our YouTubers. So, sorry 3 blue, 1 brown, and sorry epic rap battles, there's just no hope of winning this game. Your channels, like everyone else's here, are canceled. Unless, what if there was a mathematical strategy that our 100 YouTubers could employ to give their channels a realistic chance of survival? Let's actually play this game and try to figure it out. I've given each of these YouTubers a number between 1 and 100, and each one will randomly go in a numbered egg. Now we've got 100 YouTubers hidden in 100 eggs. And the secret solution to saving their channels goes like this. When it's their turn to play, each YouTuber just needs to start by choosing the numbered egg that matches their personally assigned number. If they aren't in that egg, rather than choosing another egg randomly, the next egg to be opened is the number of the YouTuber inside the one that they just opened. Each player will repeat this strategy until they find their egg, or until they've opened 50 eggs unsuccessfully, in which case everyone loses. MaxMoeFoe is player number 1, so I will play as MaxMoeFoe. Here we go. Okay, egg number 1 is Gus Johnson, who is number 62. All right, so we'll just open up egg number 62 and Physics Girl, and she is number 12. So now we just open up egg number 12. Nerd City. number 77. So let's open up egg 77. Number file, number 35. Okay, let's check out egg 35. And here we have Carson, number 69. This is very, very important. Whatever you do, do not forget 69. We'll talk about that later. But for now, let's open up egg 69. Aspect Science, number 7. You know what? This actually might take a little while. So while I find the MaxMoeFoe channel, let's montage. 20 is Max, is me, MaxMoeFoe. We did it. We found me. Well, we found Max. And it only took 31 guesses, way below our 50 guess threshold. Now we need to reset our eggs. Okay, we're all set for YouTuber number 2, Red Letter Media. Let's do this. Red Letter Media, I found it already. That didn't take long at all. Okay, now let's reset and go with YouTuber number 3. Okay, now it is time for Danny Gonzalez. Here we go. Danny Gonzalez, number 3, did it again, another winner. That is awesome. Okay, I am going to reset this and then let's talk about what just happened. Okay, our strategy is working. 3 YouTubers have found their eggs. The odds of the first 3 YouTubers successfully choosing with random guessing would have been 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5, which equals 12.5%. 4 in a row drops down to 6.25%. 5 in a row, you're looking at 3.125%. And by 7 in a row, you're below 1%. So how much better is our system? Well, remember that random guessing has the odds of all 100 YouTubers winning at 0.0028 zeros and then an 8%. To put it in perspective, our system increases the odds more powerfully than turning a penny into all the money in the world. We can increase the odds of saving all 100 YouTubers from effectively 0% to 31%. And I'll explain how it works, but here's a question. Did I just make this whole thing up? No. Usually I like to examine old, long-standing problems in math and science, but this one is actually pretty new. In 2003, computer scientists Peter Bro-Milterson and Anna Gall, in a paper titled The Cell Probe Complexity of Succinct Data Structures, created a version of this game in which red or blue slips were dropped in 100 little drawers. To win, every single one of the 100 players had to correctly guess whether their drawer contained a red or a blue slip. The game is a little different, but the odds of guessing red or blue versus choosing 50 eggs out of 100 are exactly the same. Milterson's initial thought was that as the number of players increases, the probability of winning the game would trend to 0. But by starting with the egg matching their own number, each player is guaranteed that they're on a path to an egg that contains them. And it's just a question of whether their egg is within a cycle of 50 attempts. Okay, why? Because each egg contains one unique number that points to another unique number, and that creates, as Nick Perry of Data Genetics described, a circular chain. One number points into the chain and one number points out. So if the YouTuber uses their own number to point into the chain, they will eventually find their own number. Rather than blindly guessing, our system is a way of tapping in to that circular chain. To get mathy about it, by giving each YouTuber a number, we've created a permutation of the set that's a 1-to-1 mapping of all 100 numbers to itself. Our strategy makes a cycle so each number returns to itself, and it's successful when all 100 YouTubers find a cycle length of 50 or less. With 100 eggs, there can only mathematically be one cycle longer than 50, but that's all it takes for us to lose the game anyway. So what are the chances of a permutation in which there's one cycle longer than 50? Let's find out. The solution to our chance of success equals 1 minus the probability of getting a cycle longer than 50. Let's call the cycle length L. That gives us 100 choose L possible sets times L factorial over L permutations of the cycle within the set, times 100 minus L factorial permutations of the remaining YouTubers, and that comes out to 100 factorial over L, which is really easy to work with. We know that there are 100 factorial ways to arrange the tickets, so the probability of chain length L is just 1 over L. Our chance of success is 1 minus all those long chain failures combined. Since we also know that only one cycle of 51 or longer is possible in each set, we can calculate the probability of losing by 1 minus 1 over 51 plus 1 over 52 plus 1 over 53, etc. 1 over 98 plus 1 over 99 plus 1 over 100, which comes out to about 0.69. I told you to remember 69. There's a 69% chance that we encounter a cycle longer than 50. So the probability of all 100 YouTubers having a cycle of 50 or under, which means they'd win the demonetization game using this strategy, is the remaining 0.31 or 31%. 31% isn't amazing, but just like the game of Google, around 30% is way better than basically 0. The weird thing is that even with our solution, each individual YouTuber's chance of success is still 50%, just like if they'd guessed randomly. The strategy changes the group's chance of success. So that's that. Problem solved. Until you tweak the problem. Milterson's game continues to evolve. Like, what happens if we have more than 100 eggs, but some of them are empty? Reaching an empty egg would stop the cycle and completely ruin our system. But even this seemingly impossible version of the game has inspired computer scientists to develop a strategy that defies our expectations of failure. Which is what we do. Whether we're pretending the floor is lava, whether we're watching superheroes defeat galaxy-destroying villains, or we're trying to cure diseases that seem impossible to overcome. We test, push, and expand our limits because challenges are only impossible until they aren't. And as always, thanks for watching.